Well, here we are at the drywall stage. This is where the mess is. Drywall mud is a mess, it's a pain. So if you don't have to come in during this process, don't. You're just going to get filthy. What I want to talk to you about is three different things that you can do different on your drywall. One of the things is the corners. This is a corner, what we call a corner bead. You've got it on every single corner. You can either have it squared like this, you can have rounded if you want to, and the new thing is they've got 45-degree angle, which is really cool. It does cost more. The drywallers, it costs them quite a bit more labor, and the material costs a little bit more. What the total cost of it is, I don't know. Have the builder figure it out for the house, and then go from there. Some people just want it in the main living areas, and they don't want it in any of the other areas. But you let us know, we'll bid it, okay? Second thing is you always want to have a piece of fireproof drywall above any place where you're going to have heat. In this instance, the fireplace, make sure that you've got this piece of fireproof drywall there. Even if you're going to put tile over it, because this drywall and this heat, they don't match. And by the time it gets up to this level, then you're going to have it cooled down. You're probably going to have an oak mantle or some kind of mantle over that anyhow, so you don't have to worry about that. The other thing is what we call drywall return. You have a choice. Right here is where the wood part of the window comes, and then it butts up flush with the drywall, and then your piece of molding will go over that, and then we'll stain this whole thing. These little pieces that you see hanging out here, this is what we call visqueen. Back behind the drywall we'll insulate, and then we put a plastic sheath on there, and we'll explain that later. But you want to make sure that you get the wood return here. If you do the drywall return, that's kind of cheap. That's cutting corners. When people come to buy your house, they're like, oh boy, that's really chintzy. And the other thing it does that people don't realize, if your windows sweat, or if you ever get rain coming in because you left the window open, it's going to get on that drywall and it's going to wreck that drywall. The windowsill you can fix, you can replace, you can sand it, you can revarnish it, you can do a lot of things. With the drywall, when that gets wet, you got to cut it out and start over, so it's a real pain. So look for the drywall, make sure you get the trimmer on the windows, look for the fireproofing above the fireplace, and then if you want the rounded corner beads or the square corner beads, let us know ahead of time and go from there. If you get any higher than 10-12 feet, you might even want to consider a little heavier sheetrock, like a 5/8 inch. Most everybody will use a 1/2 inch, but folks, I'm telling you, get a good drywaller. This is the #1 place where people are going to look at your house and they're going to say, wow, what a great job, or what a crummy job. The guy that does the mudding on here and sands this all down, those guys are artists. I will not even attempt to do it. I've been around this business for almost 30 years. I know how to do it. I won't even attempt to, because this is where it shines. Once you paint this, you're going to see every nick and every flaw in your wall. And if you get a guy who you're paying well and doing a good job, you're going to have a beautiful home. So give us a call, 680-2500. We'd love to talk to you about building a house, and it's a great time to do it. So talk to you later.